Hello and welcome to Correro, the program where Nigerians' political national issues are dissected with clarity and insight. My name is Godwin Sunday. Tonight, we tackle two pressing developments shaping the state of our nation. First, the news that has dominated headlines, the court sentencing Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment, the ruling which has sparked a lot of conversation. But then we also try to touch insecurity across the country, looking at it from a various angle. Well, we'll try as much as we can to examine the rising wave of abductions and targeted attacks across the country. From schools to highways, the surge is violent and it's putting a lot of pressure on security agencies and testing the resilience of communities nationwide. Now, citizens are asking how effective our security system and what immediate step must be taken to protect lives. Well, finally, we will delve into the issue of land grabbing in the FCT. Of course, I'm looking at Nyesom Wike, who has announced plans to resume enforcement of ground rent and land fees. This move is intended to regularize ownership, enforce planning regulations, and curb illegal encroachment. Yet, it comes amid ongoing tensions over alleged land grabs and institutional clashes in and around the Federal Capital Territory. To help us unpack this complex issue, we have in the studio Abdurrahman Aliaga, the managing editor of Times Nigerian magazine, who will help us and guide us through the political and national security implications of this development. Well, stay with us after this short break. We'll go deeper into the conversation. You're welcome back. Well, with me in the studio is Mr. Abdurrahman. Mr. Abdurrahman, it's a delight to have you on Correro.
Nice. It's a pleasure being here. Good evening, viewers.
All right. Mr. Abdurrahman, let's go straight to the business of the day.
Okay.
Let's even look at the state of the nation to start with. A lot of attacks here and there, bottleneck security breaches. But what do you make of the general state of Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you, and good evening, viewers, once again. What I can say is like we are at a crossroad, particularly the issue of security in our dear country. As we speak, if you are traveling to any part of the country, you are not safe. It is becoming unbearable for many Nigerians now. I was coming from Kaduna just yesterday. Our car had an issue in one thick forest along Kaduna-Abuja highway. Everybody resorted to prayer that God should continue to save us so that we are not attacked either by bandits or by kidnappers. So just a day before yesterday, in a community in my state, we call it Heruku, where worshippers in one Christ Apostolic Church, we discovered that gunmen ran into them where they were worshiping. They killed about 3 people, and there were so many numbers, about more than 20 were kidnapped. So about 3 weeks or a month ago, in the same state, there is a community called Sare. The whole community was sacked. People running for their life. And government, if you call it, look at Mr. President supposed to be at a G20 meeting, he had to suspend it so that to address the burning issue at home. So all this in our dear country is not going down well with anybody, and it is high time our security system, the security architecture, supposed to either rejig. Yeah, good and fine. Mr. President just rejigged the system very recently, but it seems it has not had any value to the generality of our people, because it, in fact, it's like it's even intensifying the problem on ground. We discovered that about a few days away from now, the people, I mean the students in a school in Kebbi State were adopted. Up to date, we don't know whereabouts of these students. So it is called for a serious concern for our government to look at this issue of insecurity critically and profile a lasting solution to it. We are still battling with the comment made by President of United States, Mr. Trump, that designated Nigeria as a country of a particular concern. And we have been going forth and back in addressing that issue. The statement has come from the federal government, individuals. Some people are in supporting of that statement, while some are saying it is not true, that genocide, I mean Christian genocide is not happening in Nigeria, that what is happening in Nigeria is killing of common men that are being killed, Nigerians are being killed, that it should not be stereotyped to be Christian genocide. In all this, what do we want to make of this is to call on our security actors to rise up to their billings in secure Nigeria, and also to call on Mr. President, before this thing get out of hand, he should call his men, particularly the security agents in Nigeria, so that let them brace up and rise up to their billings and secure the country and the people. Thank you.
Mr. Abdurrahman, let's talk about some of the issues that is being thrown even on social media. And one of those conversations is around the fact that President Bola Tinubu has not been able to address security concern in the country, and as such, he should resign his position as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Can we say that this is the right step in the right direction, calling for Mr. President to resign?
Yeah, you know, if we look at it critically, and if we are not bringing politics into it, I doubt, and I don't want to subscribe to the fact that Mr. President is not doing anything about this situation. You know, when it comes to the issue of security, we have to tread carefully, because one, Mr. President just rejigged the security architecture, and this is not even up to a month. So they have to study what is on ground and to devise a possible way to tackle it. The issue of security is not issue of maybe we go to market and buy something. Maybe you possess cash in your pocket and you go to one supermarket and pick something, or it's a formula that you just apply and the next thing you get to the answer. No, it has to be studied critically. In the defense, I want to strongly believe that they are not resting in their hours. They are not sleeping. I want to believe that, because for them to deliver on the mandate, it has to it entails critical thinking, because the insecurity system, or the system in which the insecurity situation is taken in Nigeria is not directional. It is like a guerrilla warfare, whereby they are not uniform people that you face with. No, these people is based on ideological, is based on economy, is based on even religion. We cannot rule it out. So it is a multifaceted issue that need a critical approach to it. And people that are asking Mr. President to resign, don't forget, 2027 is fast approaching, and from the opposition party, you have something like that Mr. President is not doing anything to rescue Nigeria and its people from this predicament. But there is no way Mr. President will be sleeping when his house is burning. Yeah, he's doing something. And one of the reasons why people are saying that Mr. President is not doing anything, I was listening to one security consultant this morning on Channel TV. The man was saying that since this issue of insecurity in Nigeria, particularly in the recent time, don't forget, a brigadier general was killed like a chicken. So, and this man was saying that up till now, the government, the president has not called National Security Council meeting to even address this matter, possibly to proffer possible or sustainable solution to this problem. So if we put all this together, maybe those are the reasons why people are saying Mr. President is not doing anything and Mr. President should resign. Let us take the history of our government or our political history. There has never been any president has resigned as a result of...
But Tinubu can set the record straight.
Yeah, Tinubu can set the record straight, but I can tell you he will not do that. Because resigning is not the solution to this problem. And the solution to this problem, just like we used to say, security is not it's not only government issue. It involves me and you. It involves government. So the beauty, the best thing is for all hands to be on deck so that we can proffer sustainable solution to this problem.
Mr. Abdulrahman, with the president not giving his security chiefs a clear direction as the commander-in-chief, is not giving them targets of which to even say, okay, in 2 months and 3 months, this must be nipped in the bud. The president right now have not openly come out to say, hey, the previous CDS and what the Chief of Army Staff, COAS that left, of course, we need you back as a consultant. We've not seen any improvement within the security network. All this scenario put in place and put together, can we then say that the president is serious about combing all of the adoption rates, all of the insecurity that we're experiencing in the country? Is this government serious about combing insecurity?
Yes, we cannot outrightly say that Mr. President is not giving a clear direction, directive to his security men. No. Because one thing is that we have to have a nation before you can even preside over it. So if you cannot be presiding over a chaotic situation or chaotic society, so Mr. President cannot rest if the security situation in the country is consuming us. So because he must preside over Nigerians. He must preside over the affairs of the people, the affairs of the government, government affairs. So for us to outrightly say that Mr. President is not doing anything, so I don't believe that is the case. The only thing is that maybe what he has been doing has not maybe bring about the expected result that Nigerians are looking up to. So, and it's a serious challenge to Mr. President that all he has been doing, particularly in the security sector, has not yielded the expected result. Looking at the amount of money being spent in the last 2 years, over 2-point-something trillion naira in the security sector, and we are still recording deaths by killing, by bandit, kidnapping, all sorts of security issues.
Wolo and Lukarawa just emerged also in just a space of 2 years.
That is it. So that is why we are saying, and people that are saying that Mr. President is not doing anything. Yeah, the fact that the result that Nigerian needed, what we want to hear, is not forthcoming yet. So as a result of this, is a serious challenge for Mr. President. And this particular time is challenging for Mr. President because he promised so many things, and among what he promised was the security issue. That within 1 year, the issue of kidnapping, the issue of Boko Haram will be a thing of the past. But this is more than 2 years. It has not yet huru. So, Mr. President, it is high time for Mr. President to call the Security Council meeting and, as a matter of urgency, to provide solution to this problem because it's getting worse. And even some people are saying that what Mr. President is interested in is how to win 2027 election. And 2027 election, when the time comes, if we don't have a country, what will now happen? Will Mr. President be presiding over a ghost land? It's not possible, and it's a very critical time for Mr. President to look deeply into his administration and get things done fast, particularly this issue of insurgency. Nigeria can no longer bear it, Mr. President. Thank you.
All right, let's move away from security issue. One man has been in the news for the last couple of weeks now and still counting. And of course, we are coming back to the Federal Capital Territory where Nyesom Wike has been in the news for the right and of the wrong reasons. Well, we will begin the conversation by first looking at land grabbing in and around the Federal Capital Territory. Of course, looking at all of this, Nyesom Wike has promised to resume enforcement of ground rent, land fees, even around the Federal Capital Territory. But then this is also sparking a lot of controversies. A lot of dust is rising across the Federal Capital Territory in all of this, looking at the current economic situation of the country. But then let me bring this back to you, Stabud Rahman. Just a few weeks ago, we saw a clash between a naval officer and Nyesom Wike. Primarily, it was tagged land grabbing, molestation, and assault. And of course, the naval officer have to intervene in order to sort that issue out. Just today, we're seeing what is played out even in Guaripa area, another incident of bulldozers entering into land to demolish people's property. But looking at the generality of Abuja and its various divisions, can we say that the Nyesom Wike administration is actually delivering on the mandate of interpreting the indigenous people of their land's will and also moving the Federal Capital Territory from where it used to be to its actual master plan?
Yeah, thank you for this question. If you look at the issue of land, it's not a new thing. Issue of demolition in FCT is not a new thing. It's what all residents of FCT are living with. The only thing is that time makes it different. So, and the issue of Mr. Wike, or the issue of land grabbing in FCT, you discover that this time around is becoming more rampant. And you know, Mr. Wike, for one thing, you will bear with me that the kind of development that has occasioned in FCT during his time is unprecedented in terms of development. And you can equally ask, or we can equally ask ourselves, have there none be ministers in FCT before now, before Wike? Yeah, there were ministers, but some just attained that position and left as if they did not man any strategic ministry, or position. But when Mr. Wike became the minister of FCT, for all the residents of FCT, we know and we can testify to the fact that Nyesom Wike is actually working at least to bring FCT to its original or master plan. Yeah, recently there was an altercation between minister and the naval, young naval officer. The question that we need to ask, one is, who has the authority over FCT land? The answer is Minister of FCT. Who has the authority in allocation of land, even documentation of land in FCT? The answer is Mr. Wike. So the only thing that brings about the brouhaha is the approach in which the minister and the young military personnel engage themselves. So that was the reason, that was major reason that brought about the high, brow, or all these the comments here and there. But the fact is that, you know, in Nigeria, until a kind of law or rule of law is enforced, we tend not to respond to what is right. For example, if you are driving your car, for your own security and security of any other road users, it is good for you to use your seat belt, so that to prevent maybe fatality or something like that. But people, we don't realize that using of seat belt is for our own good until government begin to enforce it and penalizing those who refuse to use it. Let me now come to the issue of land. You know, if we should leave everybody to their own, particularly issue that has to do with land allocation, I doubt if FCT will be bearable for any of us to live in.
Mr. Abdurrahman, sorry to even interject, but then looking at the indigenous people of the Federal Capital Territory that are feeling the brunt of all of this, first, they've not been reassigned to another location, speaking about the Gbagi people, and also looking at the various indigenous groups in the FCT. Can we say that this all issues around land grabbing is fair to them on one hand? On the other hand, you've made mention of the fact that the land belongs to the Federal Capital Territory. Nyesom Wike is in charge by the Land Use Act of all lands, even around the Federal Capital Territory. But then, the military also are under the auspices of the federal government. Now, when the State Minister of Defense came out to speak, he said a call was put to Nyesom Wike, but he did not act or wait for the investigation to be completed. Can we say, first, on the part of the military, that Nyesom Wike abused his power as the FCT minister? On the other hand, for the good people of the indigenous people of the Federal Capital Territory. Is this act a deliberate move to silence their voices?
Yeah, let me take it first from the issue of, from the angle of the indigenous people of FCT. You know that anytime land is taken, when government is taking land, it's not grabbing it. Let us get that rightly, because government owns the land. Or Federal Republic of Nigeria belong to government, federal government. And
these people have been here for years.
Yes.
They've been here for donkey years.
Yes.
And right now we're chasing them. Is this a move to silence their voices?
See, the issue is that government may not be doing the proper thing. But the moment the public interest comes, it overrides any individual or group of people's interest. Let us not forget that. You see, the FCT today is the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. Yeah, people were living here before the coming of FCT. Don't equally forget that government from time to time used to echoing something that the compensation have been paid to these people. And the indigenous people are saying that no compensation was paid. But up till date, there has not been any clear record, maybe set by government, that this is the year, this is the document that we have made to settle the indigenous people. Government has not come forward to present that document. But what they keep saying is that they have compensated their fathers or their forefathers. Be that as it may, some people are still living on this land. And I remember close to where I have my office in Jai area, where the road that link Maitama to Jai, when it was being constructed, Minister Wike said he compensated the people, and they cooperated with him, and the project was done. In fact, that project was part of project that Wike commissioned this year. So, you know, that road, it is for public interest. And the indigenous people there were well compensated, according to Minister Wike. So, any time that the public interest is coming, automatically it overrides individual interest. So, the indigenous people of FCT, to me, they have not come together as a group to press home their demand. Either they have paid the compensation or not. And the next thing is reallocation or resettlement. And we used to hear Apo resettlement, this resettlement.
And still those resettlements will still be collected again by the government.
So that is the issue. So, but what I'm trying to say is that we should not ignore one fact, that anytime the public interest is arising, naturally it overrides the individual interest or group of individuals' interest. So that is one thing that even has been gazetted, even in the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, even in the Land Act. So the issue of compensation and resettlement is what I strongly believe the indigenous people should begin to press home if they have any claim to any land anywhere.
Even though you are aware that right now the FCT minister, and basically we can allegedly say that almost all the local government chairmen in the Federal Capital Territory are under his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And right now a lot of people have alleged that what we have as local area council within the Federal Capital Territory are just figureheads without any will or caprice to deliver on their mandate. Now, when the local area council chairmen are not speaking up for the people. The people cannot rise for themselves. When they do, they are being silent. When they relocate these properties, relocate them to another settlement, the government finds its way, understanding the peculiarity of where they are being relocated to and resettled, find its way back to those communities and reclaim those for the, like you've said, for the better good. Again, the question still remains, is this a move to silence the indigenous people of the Federal Capital Territory?
You know, we are under democracy, and to silence any particular group, it will be counterproductive to the system, the type of government we are practicing. So, and you equally know that our democratic system, to me, is just still evolving, because you talk about the chairman now. You see, chairman, just like you put it, figurehead, not only in FCT, go to any other state, they were being handpicked. And when somebody just pick you, so you think that you don't even, originally you don't have right to that position, because people are not speaking. Our votes are not counting. In a situation whereby our votes are counting, this issue of handpicking wouldn't have even arises in the first place. You two, between me and you, we know that those people that are contesting for one either area council or chairman or the other, they don't have that tenacity or even the integrity or even the credibility to even be there in the first place. So when somebody handpick them, they attend to serve that person. They don't have option other than to continue to dance to the tune. So until the democratic system changes, when a candidate stand and win primary without any godfather and won an election without the input of any godfather, that is when our democratic system can be said to be working. In a situation whereby somebody was just picked and he was made the chairman of a particular local government, what do you expect that person that he knew that he doesn't deserve that position? He was just picked or by privilege and got him there. So he has to dance to the tune of the person that made him. So as a result of that, they will continue to remain in silence. And until people realize the enormity of their power, of their voting power, that is when things can be going rightly or the way we wanted it.
So as it stands, the indigenous people are doomed.
That is the fact.
Of the Federal Capital Territory.
That is just the fact, unless we are trying to shy away from that fact. Because some of those people contesting for this position, they have one way or the other link to minister that endorse, fund, or to ensure that those people that are going to man that position are his people. And the moment he succeeded in putting them there, he controls them. So, and they should represent people. The moment they don't have voice, the voice of people becomes voiceless.
Well, before we talk about that naval incident, let's even talk about the ground rent and the land fees. A lot of people within the FCT taking it from the various division, traveling down to Gwagwalada, Abaji, you're going down to Kwali, coming back to Kubwa, and also taking that pay axis of also taking this conversation to Nunkuchi after Papi. All of those places, they tend to be indigenous people that are there. And right now, Nyesom Wike has put his feet down to enforce the all ground rents across the Federal Capital Territory. Indigenous people of the Federal Capital Territory, their primary source of income is farming. Now you're going to enforce ground rent. Would this further throw the indigenous people first into even below the poverty line that Nigerians are in right now? And again, if they fail to pay and the government decide to carry out residual measures, won't this also amount to further pain on the people?
Yeah, if you look at, there was a time that I listened to Herufai's interview, particularly on the issue of Abuja, after he had even left office as a minister of FCT. He said that Abuja is not for common men, that the design is not for ordinary people. And if you look at it, what is being enforced in Abuja, in Federal Capital Territory, you discover that is actually not for common men. And the issue of the grand rent, yeah, there is no doubt about that fact that is going to inflict more pain on not only indigenous people, let's say the resident of FCT.
Because particular about the indigenous people.
Yeah, the issue of indigenous people is becoming double jeopardy. The reason is that, one, this is their land. They are making their land unbearable for them to live in. So it's a serious issue. So beyond that, you know, looking at the design, how many common man can afford to grand rent in Abuja? That is why you see, if you go out there now, you begin to see traffic. The one going to Yanya, going to Papi, going to all this, because of what? The cost of rent. How many common man can afford the cost of rent? As we speak, it is not going down well with common man. Now, if Mr. Wike is now bringing the issue of grand rent, there is no doubt about that. It's going to inflict more pain on indigenous people of Abuja by a multiplier effect on FCT residents. So policy that lose human face is becoming definitely it will become an unbearable measure for people. Advice for government, whatever their policy is or their policies are, let it be having an element of human face. For example, a big man inside his car, air condition, his tire can be go less. You will still need this common man that come from their nooks and cranny to the city center to haking their living. They are still the one to help you to pump your tire. They are still the one to even help you to build the houses. They are the one to help you fix your car if it has a mechanical problem. So the best way for government in their policy is to factor common man into all this policy. And the moment this is out of government policy, I doubt if that is a government again. It has become a kind of a classical or social status society, not Nigerian again. Because as we speak now, the issue of middlemen is like being eradicated. It's either you are extremely rich or you are extremely poor. So people are living in some areas that they have to travel. Somebody going from here to like Kaduna Road now.
Kaduna Road.
Now. All these
Massacre,
like that.
Zimbabwe.
They are traveling.
Yeah.
Shall you understand? And they as we speak, there is no policy, particularly maybe in the area of housing, that you can maybe gazette a particular area for low-income earners. That's why corruption is becoming order of the day, because people too, they want to live a kind of a reasonable life, and their salary is not taking them anywhere. So they have to look beyond that salary to get something that is not rightly for them, and to at least maintaining their life.
All right, Mr. Abdul Rahman, let's talk about the incident between Nyesom Wike and the FCT minister. Of course, one just played out Nyesom Wike and the young naval officer. Well, one just played out again 2 days ago between the CPP Abuja and also the assistant director from the Ministry of Lands and FCT Development in general. Now, we've seen to a very large extent Abuja Developmental Control, FCDA, are becoming very, very unbecoming lately. They harass you, they try to bully you, they try to chase you, and the police are almost at their whip and caprices. The police that goes out with them, most of them do not even show their faces. They cover it with black substances and materials. We don't know if they're police officers or not. Now, following that particular incident and what has played out just 2 days ago, can we say that there is abuse of power in the FCT as exemplified by Nyesom Wike's action?
You see, I cannot say that there is an abuse of power, because ordinarily, officially, constitutionally, legally, the issue of land, FCT land, stopped at his desk. So if minister goes out to a particular site, it is still under his statutory responsibility. So it is not abuse of power
to bully people on their properties with documents. It's still within his jurisdiction.
Yeah, no. The issue is that the property in question, is it or was it properly allocated to the particular person?
But was it allocated
properly? You know, there are so many racketeerings going on when it comes to the issue of land in FCT. So the issue is that Minister Wike is, as far as we are concerned, is alpha and omega of land allocation as far as FCT is concerned. The only thing that can question his power is the issue of law. If you have your paper genuinely, Wike cannot harass you.
Some people have their papers, and yet team from the FCDA still harass a lot of persons.
So that is when they have case. If you have your paper and the team in development control still come to harass you, you have a good case, and you can pursue it to a logical conclusion. And the where problem comes is where you don't have genuine paper, or the from FCDA they issue you know, there are so many departments that are issuing paper as far as FCDA is concerned, and I want to believe that that was the reason why the aegis was established, so that to take care of who gets which land, who owns which land digitally. Now we are still continuing or confronting with the issue of land grabbing, land allocation or not allocation. That is questioning the effective of aegis that was set up to address all these issues.
Under FCDA.
Under FCDA.
So why should I be bullied? Why should a person be harassed? Shouldn't this be heads rolling even from the aegis, as against even coming to the field in the first instance?
That is what I'm saying.
All right.
That one, if you are genuinely allocated a land, I mean a land,
and it's not captured in ages.
The moment your allocation is not captured in ages, you should know that there is problem. Because if your land is captured in ages system, database, that makes your land to be genuine. And yeah, you know, issues can come up, and you know, FCT land is attracted to many people if you have your money. And a beam light must, I mean, a light must be beamed into the administration of land in FCDA, so that the ages that was established to correct all these anomalies is not working. Because if that system is working, there won't be the crisis of land ownership or of a thing. For us to be having this problem, it is telling us that the ages is nothing to write home about. And people, directors in FCDA too, must be questioned, because we discovered that 2 people are laying claim to one land. Land racketeering is, you go to FCDA now, you will see people sitting down around that premises, people that ordinarily they don't have anything, they are not officials of FCDA, they don't have anything to do with FCDA, but they are there loitering about, and nothing is done to curtail that. And as long as that is happening, we'll continue to have all these problems. Because somebody will tell you that, yeah, there is a land so place that it can get you the papers of those lands. And truly, you will go inside that office and bring paper. Now, the question now is, that paper, is it genuine or fake?
But we'll leave the thought at that at this point in time. Abdurrahman Aliaga, Managing Director of Times Nigerian Magazine, I want to say thank you so much for finding out time to be with us here on Correro.
So, thank you for having me.
Well, viewer, this is how far we can go tonight on the show. Don't forget that you can follow us across all our social media handle currently showing on your screen. And you can also download the Rapid TV app from your Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. My name is Godwin Sunday. Always remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.